Hope you enjoy, everyone. This is Sellavin asking my latest review on Dragon Ball Super episode 66. This episode brings back the arrival of a long-awaited character, Dragon Ball Z. Fans have been waiting to see for a long time, Verito. And this was definitely one of the most epic moments ever. But too bad. Anyway, let's get started. Alright, this episode, starting off with after Vegeta and Trunks unleashed their double Gallic Gun together, their father-son Gallic Gun. Goku steps in to stop Zama's next attack. And now we're back to that. Now we're back to that. What happened? Goku using his Kaioken and to make sure to stop Zama's final attack. He even goes so far as to unleash it at full power. The whole everything's shaking. The people are nervous. Even the little girl, the two little kids that Trunks saved earlier, the one that's holding, the broken half of his sword, the hilt. It's pretty. That's it. How Goku finally blasted right through that and managed to do some severe damage to Zama's. Zama's, being not taking it lying down. How dare you, do mortal, grabbing him by the leg, But Goku unleashing Kaioken and giving Zama's that mean kick, like boom, and knocking him right down. However, mixing Kaioken with Super Saiyan is very dangerous, Goku knows that, and right now he's radically out of power, it's definitely very bad. And, we have to see that Zama's, remember in the preview, his skin was like melted, like different color, like it was falling apart. Remember, Zama's is a fusion of two people right now. One was his immortal body, the other one was a mortal body. That was black. That was Goku Black, which means his mortality and immortality are mixing together, causing some unnatural side effects, so it's very problematic for them. And seeing how Zama's, he takes in energy to try to bulk up and change his body, kind of reminder of how Majin Buu, when it went crazy, their bodies were changed to size, That's a big call Easter egg to that. So finally, it's showtime to decide to go. The time has come for them to do fusion. They used the Potara rings, and it was Goku who suggested. Vegeta, he's not having it. He doesn't want to fuse with Goku. It's obvious that he doesn't want to. Obviously, he doesn't want to. So it's pretty intense, it's pretty intense when you think about it. But they know they have to. I mean, and only by fusing together will they be able to do this. Do this. We also get to learn the reason why the last time they fused, the fusion didn't last forever. Because the fusion only lasts for an hour if people who are not Kai were to merge. Like, for example, both Goku and Vegeta are Saiyans, they're not Kais. Well, that's food for thought. That means it's the same. That means it's basically the same as the Men of Marie's, the fusion dance. The fusion lasts for an hour for them too. Ooh, which is pretty crazy. Hazy, I didn't know. I don't know. I mean, the fusion dance lasts for half an hour, but this one lasts for a whole hour, which is very different from the other fusion. I mean, it's pretty intense when you think about it. And Gogeta is technically not considered canon because he was part of the Dragon Ball GT arc, which is a spin-off, and which is canon with the original series because Akira Takayama didn't have nothing to do with that project. As much as some people may like GT, there are certain things that are very. There's a lot of people that, out of hardcore Dragon Ball, has have a problem with it. Anyway, they do the fusion. They finally work. They even managed to eat some Setsu beads, so then they do it. They're 100%, and it worked. If we got to see him, Vegito, and he started out right out the bat, and saying, "I'm Vegito, and this is Vegito Blue." He chose saying right off the bat, all out. Zama's, goes being cocky. He's not thinking that just because you fuse together doesn't mean he'll stand a chance. Saying they're human copies of God, but Vegeta landing him that punch in the face, saying, "I'm tired of hearing you talk." Overall, Vegeta virtually wrecked Zama's throughout this whole episode. He wrecked him. Zama's even unleashed his black. his blast attack, but in the end, doesn't work on him. He even managed to crush it in his hand. Even Zamos can't believe it. Like seeing that look of shock on Zamos' face, overall, which is incredible. I don't know, because Vegito, he was by far probably he by himself together. I mean, Vegeta and Goku, they were the true strongest Saiyans that ever lived, but together they become the strongest Saiyan that ever existed, flat out. But they know that using fusion is a last resort, and they know they have no choice but to do this. And seeing Vegeta again was kind of a love letter to the fans. And cause this whole series has been a love letter, overall. To see things, he's seen flashbacks to what happened, and especially the Mafuba, however, it looks like when they defeat Zamos, they're not going to use the Mafuba. I mean, it's obviously they're gonna forget that whole idea. Even though it was a nice callback to Dragon Ball, it's obvious they're not going to use it here anymore. So it's pretty intense, And the battle was very climactic, overall. I really liked the pacing, the music. It was very fast. I wish it lasted a lot more, or than a short period of time. I'll get into that in a minute. But this battle was shaking everyone. Everybody was seeing the dramatic battle. We got the people, Trunks, everybody, virtually everybody. All the people, Yajirobe, like the people who still survived and were still living, and they saw the climax, all the lights, the destruction, and the battle, how it shook everything. We didn't see Bulma a lot in this episode, for some reason. I guess she's still working on the time machine and everything. We only saw her, I think, for 1 second. I think it was like 1 second or whatever, So it was definitely very good and emotional. But one of the things that happened, how the fusion didn't even last a half hour. It was only like for 5 minutes. That was because Vegeta and Goku who burned for too much of their powers, of their energy. Once things got even more problematic during the fight, as Zamos, his body and power began to grow immensely, and I started to shift, especially after Vegito stabbed him, with his energy store. So saying that I can do that trick too. Just when Zamos was about to finish Vegito off using the sword, say he can do that same thing, and to concentrate one's energy into a focal point, like that, into a bladed weapon. And it's very intense when you think about it. I mean, Vegeta was the first one we saw to do that move. He was the first one we saw to do that, like to display his control and handling of the technique. And now, how's that? Because, he's hulked out. He's very hulked out. And Gohan said himself, Zamos' body, his deformed body, is a result of his hatred, his emotional state. Because Zamos was always obsessed with how the difference between gods and mortals, are always obsessed with why we should forgive them, why shouldn't we be better than them, But the real hero of this moment was Trunks, as Goku and Vegeta fell, after the fusion, wore off, he took his broken sword back, from the little girl who gave it to him. He focused his Saiyan energy into his blade, overall, channeling the last of his power, and used it to turn into a beam saber, a blade sword, an energy blade, an energy sword, and to fight Zamos. Even though Zamos, it's obvious Zamos is still stronger than him, but Trunks is not giving up. And then suddenly things change as the energy inside Trunks begins to grow. A light starts to emerge, not just from him, but from everyone. It's like Trunks is gathering all the hopes, all the will, and the energy from everybody, from the people, and putting them into his own body. To use, channeling their hopes, their dreams, and everything, and saying that you shouldn't underestimate mortals, overall. And saying that he wants to lose to someone who only cares about himself, and unleashing it, so not only stabbing Zamos, but also splitting him in half, making Trunks the hero of this moment. Which begs the question: how did Trunks get this mysterious power? How did Trunks channel the will? Obvious. And the way the music was, the dramatic, it was kind of like a movement from, one of the movie moments, Like this is very climactic and very intense, you know. Like very surreal, real. I mean, this arc was definitely very emotional, actually emotional. And it looks like in the preview we get to see a Zuma, the king of everything. And he looks like he's gonna be back. And I think he may have the answer for us. Well, will Goku get in trouble? Will Goku everybody get in trouble? Will Beerus get in trouble? Oh, no, what the okay? It looks like it, but it looks like they don't go away, you know, damage free and without being getting yelled at or whatever. Because the king of everything's involved. It looks like things are gonna get explosive. Probably. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoy. I really enjoyed this episode. So many emotions, so many callbacks. Actually, I really like. Yeah, I just want to know, what do you think happened? Happened. What will happen after this? Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. This is Sellavin giving you on Dragon Ball Super episode 66. I'm out. Peace. See ya.